Ian with eTrailer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Benton Shifts&Grins 4-bike rack here on our 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Let's get into a couple features of that. I absolutely love this. We've used it on a few trips now, and it's going to be really great. Although it is extremely heavy when it does come to a platform style bike rack, we're looking at the option here to be able to take off this second set and just have the 2-bike. That's going to be great not only for if you're just trying to take that smaller trip with you and one other person, but it's also going to allow you to be able to move this and get it stored much easier. Once this is broken down into the 2 pieces, it's extremely manageable and is going to help be able to store that away when not in use. Each platform on this is going to allow up to 55 pounds. So regardless of whether you're carrying a light e-bike or maybe even a children's bike, each of those platforms is going to do exactly what we need to and boast quite a bit of weight here for the rear of the vehicle to be able to get those bikes out. I will say that additionally, those trays that we have on these platforms, I absolutely love. I've taken this out, like I said, a few times now, and we've had everything from large tire mountain bikes to smaller tire road bikes, since it's got that smaller channel down the middle of those platforms. So absolutely versatile and will hold up to a 48-inch wheelbase bike. So that way, whether you're carrying your bike or your children's bikes, it is going to be able to hold those with no issue. This is going to feature a gray powder coat finish on this, which, like I said, this bike rack's been out with me and my family a few times, and definitely a few people around the shop taking this out, and it's held up really well. All of the movement points are holding up. The paint seems to be holding up really well, even with us abusing it as much as we do here. Another great feature of this bike rack is we're going to have the tilt away, which is going to allow us to just push that button in the same as if we didn't have anything on it and we were folding it up, but we'll tilt that away from the vehicle, allowing that to rest. And with that strong steel construction, that's going to allow us to get back into that tailgate and get shoes out or our bike helmets, or even just take a seat and have a moment after a bike ride to be able to relax. A lot of the bike racks that we see out there that have that tilt-away feature, I would say don't go far enough away that you're going to be able to get that tailgate open, but the Shifts&Grins here gives you plenty of room. And as you lift that back into place, it does have an automatic locking tab that's going to put that right back where we started. We have the large hook that is holding on to our front wheel at the moment, and that is adjustable. So say if you had a fender here at the front and you didn't want to put any pressure onto that, you can just remove the hook, slide that back to the frame, and then replace that hook back into place very, very easily, just holding onto the frame instead. And other than the single hook that we've got as a retention point, it does feature these ratcheting straps for both front and rear wheels. So again, like we had it set up initially, if you didn't want to have any contact, so if you've got a carbon fiber frame or maybe an alternative frame that you wouldn't want to damage any paint on, you can continue to just use the hook like we had it, holding that front wheel in place and only having these other straps as touch points to the bike. Now we're going to unload the bike, but I wanted to mention about the straps. They come with this nice little piece of foam rubber that's going to help keep that wheel safe. So even though we're ratcheting down against the wheel, we're still avoiding any direct contact of plastic to metal or anything like that. And to remove these straps, it's as simple as pushing this button here, pulling the strap up through the wheel, and then it does have a nice swivel that we can just get that out of the way and head back up to the front of the bike. Here we've got the additional strap that we're going to take loose. And once we've got that loose, we still have our nice hook point, so we're not worried about the bike falling into anything or adjusting while we're removing that. And we can get a good hold on the bike, go ahead and push down on that hook. We can either slide that all the way up or, as I showed, remove it, but we can just lay that out of the way, pick the bike up, and we're ready to ride. Now looking at a measurement here, just to get an idea of how far this is actually sitting from the back of the vehicle, going from the bumper out to the very edge, we're looking at a considerable 57 inches. So it is quite a bit of space that it's going to be taking up. But when we have the bikes taken off, we can push that button, push upwards, and again, single hand use. It's got the locking point that it'll stop before it gets to the vehicle, and that will take us all the way down to only 19.5 inches. So that's going to make it a lot easier once you've got everything unloaded to just fold this up, and then you're ready to go drive around the campsite without the bike rack hanging off. With everything unloaded, if we were going to stow this away, the easiest way we've found is to go ahead and drop it, and we're going to remove the 2-bike add-on. And that's going to be as simple as coming to our first pin here, which that little clip will just come off of the edge of the pin. We'll pull that pin out, grab our T-handle here and back that all the way out. And once we've got that backed out, we can just lift the back of the bike rack and pull away. And now we've just got the one extension section to be able to store. And we also still have a 2-bike rack that we can use if we're already at the campsite and just want to keep a couple bikes with us. This is a D-shaped pin, so that's going to help keep that secure when you go to tighten up the flange nut that will come along with that. And it does have a cotter key that is going to help keep that in place as well. Of course, if you did want a locking option, please do check our website. We've got lots of great options for those to help keep this safe on the back of your vehicle. As we remove this from the vehicle, I think one of the better features and something you don't see with other platform style racks is going to be the folding feature of the shank. I'm going to be able to store this with the shank folded up against the body of that, and how we'll do that is that same button that we had plus our little pull handle here. That's going to fold completely against, and we'll just rock that backwards and push this together. Again, we've got another locking point, so that way it's secured. And now we only have this smaller profile to deal with opposed to the large L shape. And in conclusion, for your 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Shifts and Grins, whether in the 2-bike or the 4-bike configuration, is going to be able to make it to where you and your people can get out to that campsite or trail and have a wonderful time. It's very sturdy. Like I said, I've taken it 2 good trips through rain and through all kinds of different weather. It's holding up wonderfully. So I do hope this video helped you decide if this is going to be the bike rack for you. My name is Ian with eTrailer, and I appreciate you watching.